Liam Delap to Chelsea. Yeah, we go. $30 million fee. Chelsea fans are
$30
in
million, £30 million.
£30 million. Pounds or dollars at this
To be
point, I don't
pounds.
know. But it's pounds. That's to be pounds.
Has to
That's to
be
be pounds.
pounds. Yeah.
That's to be. But yeah, how are you feeling? Good signing, bad signing? I feel like it was quite expected. £30 million fee. It was quite expected for Delap to go to either Chelsea or you guys were
Uh
in the talks.
it was not, I won't say quite expected. When you say quite expected, the background story then was Man U was the front runner,
Mm-hmm.
right, for the lap. Before that, their final.
Mm-hmm.
Man U was front runner for the lap. Newcastle spoke to the lap. Everton spoke to the lap. Chelsea spoke to the lap. Aston Villa spoke to the lap.
Yeah.
That was like a week or 2 weeks before the end of the season,
Okay.
right? At that point in time, Omo, the lap is like he doesn't know where
Trying
he
to
wants to
figure
go.
out where he wants to go.
Yes, because you don't know who will finish in top four,
Exactly.
right? And he wants Champions League football,
Of course.
right?
Who
And he
doesn't want?
was rumors had it that he didn't want to leave Manchester.
Okay.
He wanted to like go back home.
So
You get
City
what
were
I
in the running.
Yeah. So Man U were in the running.
Oh,
He's
because
a
Man U still
city
in
boy.
Manchester. Okay, in the
Yeah,
City
so
boy.
his
So Man
family
U in
is
the
in
running.
Manchester. So he was
Okay.
thinking, okay, maybe I'll just go back home and be close to home and all of that. So Man U front runners, they were really confident.
That they were going to sign Delap.
Yes. Then they lost that final.
He's lucky.
God saved him.
Man U is an absolute shit show to join right now.
Thank you. So and Man U were the reason they were confident was that he's a relegation striker. They think we'll get him to Man U. He doesn't have ambition, no
Yes.
future ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that's
Doesn't
what they
want
were
to go
thinking.
back to championship. Yeah.
Yes, that's what they were thinking. So they were too confident. Chelsea didn't say anything, right? Suddenly, after Chelsea qualifies,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea refused to discuss transfers until after the final. Then
Mm-hmm.
after the final, they won the final. Then his agent sends letter to all email to all the clubs. Then
That he has
signed
already
and
chosen.
decided to join another club. It's
Yeah.
like rejected their job or imagine job offer. When you
Mm-hmm.
apply for a job, you didn't get it.
That
You get
happens. Yeah.
that was the same thing with Dila, but it's a bigger blow for Manchester United
But
because
mhm,
Man U was the front runner for the lap.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nobody cares if you're the front runner.
Yeah,
It's who
it's
at the
who
end of
that
the day gets the here we
gets
go and
true.
who signs the player. And I'm really happy that Delap did not choose to go to Man U. That would have been a
And do
career
you know his
ending move.
reason? The
What
two
was his
reasons he
reason?
gave. Number one reason is that he feels like Chelsea has the environment for him to develop.
To grow. He
Yes,
knows Maresca.
yes, and
He's
he
worked
knows
with
Maresca.
Maresca. Mm-hmm.
He knows the sporting director.
Mm-hmm.
One of the sporting directors
The
was the
team
one
is
that
young.
from his academy days he knows him.
He can grow with the team
Then thirdly, Champions League. He wants
and
to play
Champions League.
Champions League. He
Mhm.
wants to play, yeah. So those
Yeah,
are the
but
two
but
reasons.
also yeah, those were his three reasons. But also looking at how young the team is,
Yeah,
potential for growth, more
yeah.
opportunities. Chelsea don't really have a set nine, so the competition is like quite open,
The one we
right?
have is non-existent.
But imagine if like you're going to Chelsea and Chelsea had like an Osimhen, you will not get playtime. Your
No,
playtime will
never.
probably be FA
Never.
Cup
Yeah,
and
yeah,
some
yeah,
of the other little competitions. You will not
yeah,
really start like that, right? Unless
yeah,
Osimhen is injured or tired, they
yeah,
take you off and then bring you in.
yeah.
So if Chelsea don't go for a proper nine,
Nine.
that is
Yeah,
the best option for him. Because at the end of the day, he can go head to head competing with Nicolas Jackson because
yeah,
Nicolas Jackson is not consistent enough to be starting every
yeah.
single game. So
No,
Delap can
but
fight for that first spot.
Chelsea are signing. They are. I told you. When did I tell you this? Was it 2 podcasts ago or
Mhm.
2 videos ago? I said
Yeah,
Chelsea, when they want to fix a problem, these new owners, they overfix it.
they fix it. Okay.
We had a midfield problem. They
Yeah,
went and they bought a different array of midfielders, so you never have to complain. We
yeah.
bought about 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
We bought Caicedo. That's why
Mm-hmm.
all this 1 billion we spent. We truly spent 1 billion.
Yeah.
Bought Caicedo, bought Fernandez,
Lavia.
bought Lavia. We bought Santos.
Mm-hmm.
We bought apart from Santos, we bought this guy that played for Southampton on loan, Ugochukwu.
Ugochukwu, okay. Mm-hmm.
They are not bad. They were first team they were playing first team football.
Where they came
All of
from.
them, all of these 5 people I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Ugochukwu was playing in France, first
Mm-hmm.
team football in his team.
Mm-hmm.
Ugochukwu, now they've added another midfielder again, Asugo,
Yeah.
who is his first team in Sporting. Is it Sporting Lisbon or so? Right. So that's it. They fix that, overfix the problem. Now
Yeah.
they want to fix the striker problem. They
Mm-hmm.
fix, obviously they are going for 2 strikers
Delap is one of
and
them.
someone else. We don't know the next person.
But you've been kind of throwing this name out there. It might be Gyökeres, might be Gyökeres. Gyökeres might come. If
Yeah.
Gyökeres comes to Chelsea with
Yeah.
Delap and Nicolas Jackson, that
Yeah.
is a good enough competition for that number 9. You know, sometimes in a team, it's
Yeah.
good to have
Yeah.
like different
3.
people competing for the same spot. It makes people want to work harder. It
Yes.
lets
And we
you
have,
know. It
yeah.
lets you know that if you don't score, if you don't get goals when they give you the opportunity to play, you might not
You are
start
done.
again.
Now it's a case of 1 chance, 1 goal.
If you get like Nicolas Jackson is like
1 chance, 1 goal. We don't want strikers that will have one-on-one with keeper and they will kick the. We don't want that.
get a loose touch.
No,
Come
we
on,
don't
you're a
want that.
professional player. You shouldn't be
And
doing that.
the only advantage of this is that sometimes Maresca in games he plays with 2 strikers.
So you guys can change your shape too,
He brings
4-4-2,
in
whatever you
Lavia.
want.
He removes a winger, brings
Mm-hmm.
in Lavia, and he wants to
Mm-hmm.
play with 2 strikers most
Okay.
time. But now he uses Kopama. He use Kopama and maybe someone else
Yeah.
in front. But if you have 2 traditional men that are strikers,
Mm-hmm.
you can play. Maybe I don't know who is going to be. Maybe
Yeah.
Gyökeres and maybe Delap in front,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, that's
And you
not
have
bad.
four midfielders, solid guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kopama will be part of that midfield too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And
it. We'll
Kopama
see.
could even play all the way in the far right of the midfield,
Yes.
leaving Caicedo and somebody else in that
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
Right. And that still works.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I'm happy they've
Yeah.
signed that, but there's still more fixing for them to do. We need a new goalkeeper. So
But in your honest opinion, how well do you think Liam Delap would do in your squad? Is this a player you think would succeed?
okay, let me answer this question. Like Delap was in Ipswich.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as Ipswich is, they hardly create chances.
Mm-hmm.
He had 12 goals.
Impressive.
Right?
In the Premier
Nicolas
League.
Jackson is in a team that has where chance creation in the league. Chelsea is top 3 in chance creation in the league. You have Palmer creating chances for you. You have Fernandez creating chances for you. You have the guys out wide creating chances for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because Madueke creates chances. He
Yeah.
doesn't score more, but he creates.
Mm-hmm.
Sancho sometimes comes on, creates chances, right?
Yeah.
Pedro Neto is there. Pedro Neto
Mm-hmm.
creates chances too.
Mm-hmm.
There is nobody to put the ball at the back of the net.
How
If
many
Haaland,
goals? How many goals do you think Nicolas Jackson has this season in the Prem?
he would have around 13, 14 with his behavior.
He has 10 goals.
It's even worse than last season. And the reason is worse is because last season we still had a case. Anyways, last season we had a case where he has 10 goals. That's
Yeah.
bad. That's bad.
Last season he had 14 goals.
Ah,
This season he has 10 goals in
that's
30 games.
so he only played 30 games.
Yeah.
Oh, he was injured for some time.
He
And
was
Palmer
just away for like
Palmer
8 games. Yeah, when you're saying he was injured for some time, he was away for
that's
8
in the
games.
Premier League, right?
In the Prem, yes.
That's bad.
So at the end of the day, like you kind
That's
of
poor.
need somebody with all these
Yeah.
creators on your team. You need somebody that can really come into the squad
An
and
example is
score.
the striker for Nottingham Forest. It's just me giving an example. You see the amount of chances they give him from this side, From this side, you have Callum Hudson-Odoi feeding him. You have what's the guy? Remind me of his name. The other winger that plays on the other side. Anyways, there's Morgan Gibbs White feeding him from the midfield.
Yeah.
So many people are feeding him, and that's why he's able to get at least 18 goals.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got up to 18 or 19 in the league.
No, impressive.
Nicholas Jackson should not be getting less than 15 goals with the people he has at his back.
That's true.
Why is it that Chelsea, the reason Chelsea was struggling, I know we can talk about the final,
Mm-hmm.
but part of the reason we were struggling that much, you now had Fernandes had to use his initiative to be. Fernandes was practically a second striker in the box.
It was always making those runs forward.
Yes, he was making those runs, and obviously, if you see Kopama on this side, right? Kopama said, "Oh, during his post match, they interviewed him. He said, what was your thinking for the?" He said he was just tired of going back. He just decided that he was going to go forward, and he looked, and he saw Fernandes running. He didn't say he saw Nicholas Jackson, because Nicholas Jackson was. If you go and watch the replay, he was the way he was. Even if Kopama gave him that ball, he can't score it.
Absolutely not.
He can't score it. And
Absolutely
Kopama
not.
himself knows. That's why he decided to pick somebody out wide.
But you guys typically play Enzo as box to box.
It's box to box. Another question is, why is it that you have people like Cucurella having 7 goals when you have a striker?
Yeah, all those
7.
goals that
And
Cucurella
the
is
7
scoring.
goals he scored, Kingsley, I'm not joking. Those 7 goals are like maybe 15 points. Because most of them ended 1-0. I know like 3 games that Cucurella scored, or 4 that ended 1-0. 4
Insane.
times 3, that's 12 points that he single-handedly gave us.
That
And that's because we don't
your striker could not
should
produce.
be doing. Are you telling me if Osimhen, let's just use Osimhen, telling me Osimhen is in this team? If Kopama is on this side, Osimhen knows I cannot be towards this side. I'm meant to be back post. Haaland, where would Haaland be? If De Bruyne is on this side, where is Haaland? Haaland
You
is
have to go
back
back
post on
post,
that side.
waiting for the ball.
Tapping, no that tapping. But our own striker is on this side. I'm like, bro, how do you? The ball they even gave him towards this side, the thing just hit him and entered the post. It's not like he meant to score.
He kind of moved his head to nod it in, right? So,
but he hit his body. He moved his head, but he hit his body. Let's
a
not talk
goal is
about
a goal is a goal. A goal
a
is a
good.
goal. It doesn't really matter.
Let's move on.
But great news for Chelsea signing Liam Delap. I think that is really, really impressive that you guys were able
Yeah,
to pull it off and sign him. I think he'll be a very good talent for you guys going forward. Not just
yeah,
even next season, but further seasons to come. He has that potential to score a lot of goals, and I'm looking forward to see how he's going to perform. But in other news,
yeah,
Liverpool are supposed to sign Florian.
yeah. What's
In
happening?
fact, there's a deal, 100 million, I think 100 million, 150 million offer. I don't know. I'm not sure the exact
From
money,
Real Madrid?
but we know it's more than 100 million. No,
Mhm.
like for Liverpool to sign Florian, right? It's more than a hundred million deal. But for
But
some
why are you
reason,
guys spending that much on a player?
but
Why?
why wouldn't you spend that much money on him?
Is
He's the
and
generational talent.
I know, but anyways,
Like if you
that's
have
the
a
reason Man City walked away, because of the money was too much.
they felt it was too expensive.
Yes,
Maybe he had not proved him. He's not like Premier League proven.
proven that.
So
I
why
think
do
that's
I
their
spend
fear.
that much money?
Yeah, I
So
think that.
Liverpool's first official bid for Florian, the initial proposal club to club was what over 100 million with
Mm,
additional packages, right? Added to that. So that's been done. Now, for some reason, Real Madrid now insert themselves into the deal. As always, Real Madrid always do this type of thing.
they want to
Remember when there was that rumor buzz around Jude Bellingham and him coming
coming
to
to
Liverpool,
Liverpool. He was going to come to
Dortmund.
Liverpool. Remember,
All of us are like Bellingham at Liverpool, Bellingham at Liverpool,
and
Bellingham
he
at
wanted to
Liverpool.
come, right?
All of a sudden, Bellingham to Real Madrid became louder than Bellingham to Liverpool. So this deal, if it crumbles because of Real Madrid, I will not really be surprised, because this is something they do. At the end of the day, it's almost like they have that big club aura that
Welcome, Lucas.
they can pull whoever they want to pull.
Yeah,
Real Madrid just have to tell you, I want you to come to my club.
yeah.
And
That's
you go above and beyond
to
and
give
work
them
as
club.
hard as you can to, even when it comes to manipulating your club, which was why fans got pissed at Trent, because they felt like he manipulated the fans and the club,
Mm.
thinking that he
He
is not
was
going
going
to,
to sign a
thinking
new
he was
deal.
going
He's
to
going to sign a
extend,
new.
he
Yes.
was going to extend.
Yeah.
At least if he's going to leave, get the team some
Get
money if he
money.
leaves. That
Yes.
was what the fans were thinking. But it's almost like they've been doing this trick. They did it with Mbappe. They did this with
Yes.
France.
Yes. And
Now
PSG had to report.
PSG had to even feel like they feel that Mbappe and Real Madrid have been having talks. PSG
Yes.
brought out. They feel like the two clubs have had a personal
Talks.
agreement. They've
Yeah.
already had a personal agreement like a year before his contract was supposed to expire, which was true, because at the end of the day, Mbappe went to Real Madrid. So I will not be surprised if Florian ends up changing his mind and being like, Real Madrid tells him, "Come, you're the Cruz replacement, or come, you're going to be the number 10. Bellingham is going to play more play a deeper role, more
But
as a deep line playmaker, and you play as a 10."
yeah.
I will not be
And he's
surprised.
Alonso's boy. One thing I will say,
He's Alonso's boy.
one thing
Exactly.
I will say on this issue is he was meant to go to Bayern Munich,
That fell through.
right? Then Man
Mm-hmm.
City came. He said, "No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go to Bayern Munich anymore. I want to go to
Mm-hmm.
Man City." Then they discussed with Man City.
Man
Obviously,
City said the money was too
the
much.
club to club was not so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he said it was too much,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then he changed his mind again. Liverpool came in, then he said he wanted to go to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it was even rumored that he was going to stay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then how would he now be? A fourth club now comes, then he's now going to the fourth club. Is this no? I
It
don't know
makes no
what to call it. Is
sense.
it prostitution or what? He's selling himself.
No, but he's getting. I won't call it that. I'll call it. He's trying to get a better deal for himself. He's trying to look at his options, given the buzz he has right now. As I'm creating this much buzz, what is the best
But,
outcome I can get from this situation in terms of
but
personal agreements and
yes,
club? And of course, he wants Champions League football, so that's a given, right? So
two of them are in Champions League,
of
but at the
course,
same
but it's
time,
like, who has the
Real
more
Madrid will
chance?
give him more salary
But
than Liverpool.
and another thing is, if Real Madrid comes, Real Madrid have a higher chance. In his head, Real Madrid will have a higher chance of winning
Of
Champions
winning
League than
Champions League.
Liverpool, right? And he's going to a coach that he knows. His coach will give him play time. There is
Yes,
no way
for sure.
Florian goes to Real
Goes to
Madrid
that he will
and
not play.
Xabi Alonso will not start him. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
for
So
Liverpool, it's dicey, but still.
yeah, so we're in a situation now where I just feel like, well, it can go either way. And I am in a spot where I guess I've built that thick skin where I
Mm,
know, Florian, whether you come to our team or not, it doesn't really matter. We will still get the wins we're going to get.
mm.
The team is bigger than you, right? So it doesn't really matter to me whether he comes or not.
But it doesn't matter where you go.
It doesn't really matter where he goes. If he comes to Liverpool, he will start.
Fine.
If he
Yeah,
goes to Real Madrid, he will start. So it's up to him to decide what team fits
he
him
wants
best.
to play for. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's move on to Arsenal. Arsenal wants Sesko. You told me offline you feel like Sesko is an average player.
Like, help me look at
Why do you think that?
help me look at this properly. We brought up Gyökeres, right?
Yeah,
How many goals does Gyökeres have? Goal contribution. It was almost 70
yeah.
in a season.
Yes.
The season before, he did almost 50 something. He was
Mm-hmm.
in the Premier League or not Premier League,
Mm-hmm.
Championship. He did almost 40 something.
Sesko has 26 goals
In all
in all
competitions.
competitions in
How
53
many assists does he
appearances,
have?
6 assists. So like 32, 32 GA in 50
And his
appearances,
German league.
in 53 appearances.
I think his German league is not so
No,
bad.
yeah,
Season
Leipzig, right?
before, what
Yeah.
of season
Mhm.
before?
Season before that, he did 19 goals, three
Yeah.
assists. But
But
actually,
okay,
it's kind of average
in the
though.
German Bundesliga,
It's
How
kind of
many did
average.
how many did he do in the German Bundesliga alone?
In the Bundesliga alone.
Yeah,
Well, this season or last season?
this season.
This season he scored 13 goals in 33
13,
games.
13,
It's poor. It's
13.
poor. It's poor.
Arsenal wants
Yeah.
to win the. Remember, Arteta is obsessed with the Premier League. That's why he's not won any trophy in 5 years.
13 goals in the German league might be 9 goals in the
13,
Prem.
9. How many does Gyökeres have in his league, Portuguese league?
Okay, let me pull up Gyökeres. I know Gyökeres had like a lot of goals.
So
A
that
lot
that
of goals.
I just to me, I feel like out of there are so many. They are desperate for a striker.
Gyökeres had 39 goals in 33 games in his league.
If he comes to the
And
Premier
he
League,
had 7 assists. That will convert to like 15.
or 20 goals in the Premier League,
At least 15. At least 15.
it will be more than 15. Kingsley,
At least.
see, it will be more than 15. You are talking of you just said 39, right?
Yes, 39 goals.
Are you telling me that he will leave Portugal, come to Premier League, and I cannot score half of what he scored in Portugal?
Of course now, but if you divide 39 by half, what is that? That gives
It's
you that
not. It's
you're
19.
somewhere north of 15 9. Yeah, so 15.
That's
So I'm not so far off.
19. No, not 15.
I'm not
19.
so far off. Let's just say at least 9, at least 15 goals.
How many does Haaland have this season?
Erling Haaland.
Yes.
Wait, let me see. Just give me 1 second. Let me pull
This is
that up.
Haaland's worst season in his career. Worst,
Yeah, what's goal
right?
scoring season? Yeah.
In his
Okay.
career. How many
Mhm.
does he have?
Haaland has 22 goals in 31 games.
So let's imagine Gyökeres comes and he performs badly,
Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he performs a
Yeah, I'm listening
cash.
to you.
You are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And he performs badly, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
imagine he performs badly. I still feel he can get, like you said, 15,
Mm-hmm.
16 goals.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
15 goals,
yes. Which is
right?
not bad for your first season as a striker in the Premier League,
Yes.
right? So that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So Sesko, to me, Sesko is an
You know
average
what?
player.
Let's compare what Haaland was getting in the Bundesliga because that
Good.
might give us
That
more
will give us
clarity
a good
on. Yes, that will give us a good, like, I
Peter
guess,
Pan. Welcome.
it will give us a good yardstick on if this player is actually good enough. In the Bundesliga, Haaland had
Yeah.
22 goals in 24 games. Wow.
22,
Goals in 24 games.
24 games.
And he had 7 assists.
Is it the
That
season before he came?
the season before he came
Okay.
to City.
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit back.
Back.
If you
Yeah.
go
Season
back
before.
one more season, he
Yeah.
scored 27 goals in 28 games.
Okay.
Okay, we know Haaland is a superstar. He's a world-class striker, right? So
No, but what are you seeing there?
there's a
That you
pattern. It's like
he's a goal scorer.
he's translating what he was doing in the.
Yes, in the Premier
That means
League.
it's not unusual for Haaland to score 20 plus goals in both the
Eh,
German league and in the Prem.
That's what I'm saying.
But so the biggest
His
problem
first
is
season in the Premier League, how many goals did he score?
his first season. His first season in the Premier League, Haaland scored. Oh my
This
God.
this is his third season or his second
He
season.
scored 36 goals in 35 games.
Even more than the Bundesliga, right?
Yes, even more.
So
But he was in a team. He was in a team where he had a lot of people creating for him.
that's what.
Remember
So
De Bruyne
that's
and all
what
those
I'm.
things.
So that's what I'm telling you now.
But we don't know if Sesko is in a team where people don't create for him, and if he comes into Arsenal,
There is space
that's
in
just me playing. That's
there is
just me
space
advocating
in
for
the
him, I guess.
German Bundesliga, and they create chances for Sesko.
But
Anyways,
according to what Peter Pan said, as it stands, who is favorite to sign Gyökeres? I know
we
as
don't
it
know.
stands,
It's just quiet.
it's quite quiet, the news on
Yeah.
Gyökeres, right? Because nobody knows if he's going to go to Chelsea. Because
We're going to
Chelsea,
boom, here we go.
here we go, Chelsea. You say Chelsea are under the wraps trying to sign him. Maybe
No
they're not
one
announcing it
knows.
as
No
much.
one knows.
But it's weird that Arsenal is going for Sesko and not
Sesko.
Gyökeres.
Yeah,
When
not Gyökeres.
Gyökeres is more proven, unless people feel like the Portuguese league is not good enough.
Is not good. I hope. That's
Chelsea
what I
fans
hope
are
Chelsea
here.
can sign Gyökeres.
Chelsea fans are here. Chelsea fans are here. I hope Chelsea can sign
If
Gyökeres.
if
Yeah,
if
be good
Chelsea
for them.
let's put it like this, Kingsley,
Mm-hmm.
if Chelsea signs Gyökeres,
Mm-hmm.
The league is done.
The league is not done. You say this all. The league is not done. You say this
The
all the
league
time.
is
The
done.
league is not
The,
done.
you have
What
a
do you,
finisher.
the
That's
league is
all.
not done.
What
The league,
else?
no,
You
stop,
just have
stop. You
people like
started
Opama
again.
having his dream
No,
Premier League.
of course, no. Of course,
Opama can have like
if you
50
sign
something assists.
if you sign Gyökeres, right, you guys are title contenders, and you cannot, your coach cannot lie and come to the media and say, "Hey, we're not title contenders. We're just no."
We
If you
still
sign
need
Gyökeres,
we
you
need to
guys are
bring
title
Sanchez
contenders.
before we can be
If Chelsea sign Gyökeres, Chelsea, I will
and
take you
a
guys as
goalkeeper.
title fair. I will take you guys as title contenders because he has what it takes for it. Has you guys now have what it takes for you guys to compete.
True.
Mhm.
So we don't know. We don't know who is going to sign Gikeres, but it's just if it's weird that nobody is going for Gikeres.
Yeah.
To me, rather than us now going for Sesko, why didn't they go for Osimhen?
Why doesn't any team want Osimhen?
I don't get like
Because I
it's
feel
what
like
I've not still
I
understood.
don't know if it's the money problem. People don't want to sign Osimhen because of the money. Maybe they
Yeah.
feel like Osimhen is not Premier League proven, but it's weird that people don't want to sign him, right?
You see, Peter is saying
Yeah, they're
Bruno,
all from this
Ronaldo,
Portuguese league.
Nepes, yeah,
Exactly.
and they were all good.
They're
No one
all
was
good.
bad.
All good.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
good. I
So
don't
I
know
don't
one
know.
person on this list that is not like goated in the
Yeah.
EPL.
So
All good.
so so that's the thing we are saying. Why are clubs not looking? Why are we not hearing? To me, everybody should be queuing up for Gyökeres now.
Yeah, because it's impressive, man. He had an impressive season.
Queuing up for him and begging for
Six,
signatures. We're not hearing anything.
63 goals in all competitions last season in 57 appearances and 17 assists. 17 assists.
17. Do you know
17
even of
assists
17
is
assists?
17 assists is wild.
Kingsley.
17 assists is wild.
And he's a striker.
And he's a striker. Like, it's crazy. 17 assists is almost like the number of assists you expect Salah to be getting in a season.
True.
You expect Salah to get almost double digits in goals and anyway, this season Salah got like double digits in goals and assists. You
Salah
expect
was a golden boot, right?
I'm not sure, but I think so.
Salah. Who
Should
else
be, or
on it?
maybe he missed out on it. Somebody was saying like he missed out on it, but
Oh
I
my
can fact
god.
check that.
Who?
But then look, but no, but then on a serious note, right? Looking
Hmm.
at the performance, like double digits in goals and assists in
Yeah.
all competitions is very impressive, right? And I feel like Gyökeres, whoever gets to sign him,
Yeah.
yeah, it will be good for him.
Cash football is saying he got second in European Golden Boot and no one is rushing to sign him.
It's crazy.
Peter is saying he is also very strong. That's what
But
I'm sure I'm Kingsley. That's what I keep saying.
do you know what to annoy me? Do you know what to annoy
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
What will piss me off if Real
yeah.
Madrid sign Gyökeres? It will actually piss me off.
God.
I
We'll
will
all be
actually,
pissed off.
I will actually be pissed off if Real Madrid sign him because they've just literally handed a complete striker to Madrid, and Madrid now have a complete team to win everything. Because Madrid now have gone for
If
Trent,
if Madrid,
they
Kingsley,
signed Florian,
I'll,
they signed Gyökeres. In fact,
God
they
forbid
should
them
not even do that.
signing Florian and Gyökeres. If it's that, we should just forget about Champions League.
Because they're just going to
We
win
should
it.
just collect participation. We all participated. Then
They're
just
going to
give
win
Real
it. They're
Madrid the
going to win
trophy.
it. They're
Done.
going to win it.
Right?
You go sign Xabi Alonso as your new coach. You get Trent. You get Florian.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know the news about Gyökeres is quite silent. We don't know if they will get a proper striker or not. So it's really quite strange. But anyways, I don't know why Arsenal want to sign Sesko, but it's
To
looking
me,
like
he's an average player, if you
he
ask
might
me.
not. It's looking like you're signing another Kai Havertz, but they're just getting Kai Havertz, maybe a more improved version of Kai
2.0.
Havertz.
Kayava 2.0.
They're getting a more improved version of Kai Havertz
2.0.
from the German league. That's
I don't
crazy.
like Ateta. He signed Zubimendi. Okay, I know he's like he like when I heard this news, I was like,
Mhm.
what the heck is Ateta doing? The window of opportunity is closing. Once this team get to a stage, they're getting to their peak. Once they get to that stage, they will start to decline. Most of them will
Yeah,
lose interest. Most of them will leave.
yeah, they'll start leaving the
Right?
team.
Cash
Of
yes,
all
Arsenal is trying
strikers,
to sign Sesko.
yeah,
I'm just amazed. Like
of all strikers, yeah. They're actually
And the
trying to
funny
sign
thing is
Sesko.
that Sesko's release fee is 60 something million. Gyökeres is 60 something million.
Just sign Gyökeres. Like,
Osimhen is
bro,
60 something million.
what are they doing?
Kingsley, Osimhen is 60 something million.
Or just sign Osimhen and
Right?
then move on. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we check Osimhen stats while we talk? Because
Although
he's
Osimhen is in Galatasaray, right? So of course he will be
in
doing
Napoli.
well.
What were his numbers?
No, his numbers were really good.
You now talk of, the one that now pains me is when I heard that Arsenal wants to sign Leroy Sane. I was like, is Arteta going? Is he
Why?
mad? You want to
Why?
sign like somebody that is
Why?
meant to be retired?
Sunny? No, come on. For what? Like what are you signing him for? To play where? In place of Martinelli?
I'm done with this guy. I'm done with
Nah,
Arteta. You heard
nah.
the comments from Henry.
No,
You
what
heard
was his comments?
Henry is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Henry said, Henry. What he said,
Mm-hmm.
or what he said was facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal has been building for years.
Yeah. Oh
What
yeah,
are
the
they?
wall is tall. I think sorry.
The wall is tall.
The wall is tall.
He
Yeah,
said,
they've
but
been
at the
building
same
really, really.
time, he
Mm-hmm.
said Manchester United that the whole world mocks
Mm-hmm.
and we all mock
Mm-hmm.
have been to 5 finals in 5 years.
That's true. That's actually true. That's actually true. 5 finals in 5 years. That's actually true. But at the end of the day, man, both teams you can't really compare,
Five
because
final, they've been in 5 finals in 5 years, and they've won how
mhm,
many trophies? I think they've won four. If I'm not,
they've
if
won
I
like they've won two FA Cups, they've won under Ten
one
Hag,
Carling Cup,
they've won they've
and
won
they
they won Carabao Cup, yeah.
yeah
Did they win Europa League?
they
I
won
think they won the
Europa League.
Europa League.
Yes, under
Yeah.
So what are we
No,
saying? See, they
no.
have
If you look
clubs.
at it, like if since Fergie's time, they've not really had like
They've not
the
had any
best,
dry
the
spell.
best, the best performance, but they've been winning trophies though. They've
Thank
low key been
you,
winning something.
thank you. Then
And,
what excuse?
this season they could have won Europa League. Imagine they won Europa
Yes,
League, they would have
yes.
gone to Champions League.
Champions League. So in actual sense, what are you doing? What experiment are you doing that others have not done?
Mm,
Maresca now has come.
mm-hmm.
The last time Chelsea won a trophy was how many years ago? 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
In the
Okay.
third year, we won this one.
Mm-hmm.
We can argue that it's not a big trophy. Good.
But still a trophy.
It's
It's still
still
a
a
European
trophy.
trophy. Yeah, the team still won a European trophy.
They
So.
still won something. They
Mm-hmm.
won a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Go and check Chelsea. We don't go 2 years without winning a trophy. In the last 2 decades.
I
They
think
say
next season.
under
Next season.
Abramovich era, after the second year, if you don't win something, he will just sack you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Arteta now, you see, this season to me is his
Mm-hmm.
last season.
You
His
think he's
grace
been he's
period,
been given enough grace?
yes. He's taking the mic
Mm-hmm.
at this point. He's taking the mic, right? Let's address Peter's comment. I have to put this
No, no,
comment.
no, no. That was funny. In Chelsea, in
It's a
Chelsea,
W comment. Say if Chelsea starts with raw, unproven talent, win the
win
league
the
before
league.
Arsenal, it's not just a setback for the Gunners, it's an embarrassment. Arsenal had a head start.
Experience and stability, key.
This Chelsea side,
That's key.
let's bring up another point. This one, let's buttress on what Peter just said.
Mm-hmm.
This Chelsea side are the youngest in the league.
Yeah, about 22, 23 year olds, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Average age. Average age
Yeah.
is not even up to 26 or 25.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest is KDH, Kerry Dewsbury Hall, 26 years, and Tosin.
Really, Drewsby Hall is 26.
Yeah, those are the oldest people, and
I even
Tosin.
thought he was younger than that.
We don't have any other person older than that.
Oh, wow. So most
Maybe
guys
our
are even
maybe
below
goalkeepers, right?
25 and 26 and below.
Yes.
Wow,
So,
that's young. That's a young squad.
like what Peter said, with this unproven talent, raw, unproven,
Mm-hmm.
my prayer for us now is that no mistake happens next year, this coming season, and the one after.
Should I
That
tell you?
Chelsea does not win the title before them.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
will be bad.
Let me even tell you something. I feel like their window of opportunity to win the title might have passed.
It's close.
That's what I feel.
It's close. The moment Klopp entered the league, he made it
Slots
harder.
and it's slots.
Yeah, I said Klopp. And it's slots.
I think that window has passed. It's not like they cannot win it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot harder than
Harder.
before. Because when I look at this season and I look at the points in the league, right? Although Man City had like an off season, they were doing they had like a transition season. Most of
But
their guys
even
were
Man City
old.
will not get 90 points. Even if they
Even,
were
but yeah,
that good.
that's what I'm even trying to say. Even Man City will not still get a lot of points because all the teams now who expected Forest, who expected Nottingham Forest to really
Have
be serious.
yes.
Teams are now,
Forest
especially teams
became
in the EPL,
serious. Fulham,
twice now,
Brentford.
two seasons in the EPL, teams have come
Yeah.
up, same teams have gone down.
Because they are not good. The standard of other teams has increased.
They have increased. Pep cannot come with all his possession football and think you win
Possession
again.
what? We'll sit back and defend.
Nobody
When
respects
it's time,
anybody
we'll
in
go
the
and score.
EPL. Nobody respects anybody. So that time that they were leading the league, I think it was like 2 seasons ago, Arsenal were leading Man City with about an 8-point gap.
Oh, they should have
That
just won it.
was the
They
season
should have just
they
done
should
it.
have won the league and moved on.
Oh, God.
And stop being a banter club. Move on. Win the EPL and move on. They missed that window. Okay, fine. You missed that window. The next season,
They still
Liverpool
had the opportunity.
showed some signs that they were tied to contenders,
Yeah. They
whatever.
slipped up.
You sent your boys to Dubai to train in Dubai.
Was it Dubai or Qatar?
Qatar, Dubai.
Qatar.
I don't care.
came
You
back
sent them
refreshed.
somewhere to train. They
Yeah.
came back to the EPL. They had a win.
Refreshed.
They came back refreshed. They had a run of games that they won. At the end of the day, they still didn't win the league.
The EPL.
This season, right? They had how many wins? We saw the wins. We talked about the wins yesterday on the stream. We
said they needed 28 minimum.
Before the season started, we said
Yeah.
Arsenal need to get 28 wins in an EPL season in order for them to win the league.
Minimum.
If they don't, they will not win the league. Minimum,
because
right?
that's what Man City always
on
gets.
average we typically want to get 28 wins.
Yeah.
Liverpool got 25 wins and they won the league. Arsenal got 20 wins or so, had a lot, like 14 draws and four losses.
And you know
why
the
not sign a proper striker that can give you goals?
Kingsley, you know
you're drawing a lot of games.
The thing that pains me about those draws is most of them, they had red cards. Indiscipline. You remember the season that just passed, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
there are like 4 of those games that I remember clearly watching. Arsenal, someone just behaved stupid.
Like kick the
if
ball
it's
away.
Rice that kicked the ball, if it's Saliba that took someone out, if it's Miles Lewis Skelly that collected someone on the halfway line, I can go on. They collected close to 5 red cards. It was even like about 5. Maybe you can fact check it, but 4, 5, right? Imagine they were more disciplined. They were thinking with their head and not with something else. They eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
They added that 4 wins or 5. What am I even saying? You said Liverpool finished with 25 points.
25 wins.
They added those 4 out of the 10 draws they had. They added 4 of the 4 out of the 5 that they had red cards. Added it to the 20. That's 3 points. That's close.
You know,
it will be higher. What am I even saying?
We won the league with a 10 points gap. With about a 10 points gap.
That's 1 point. And you will take Liverpool till the last day.
We won the league with a 10 points gap. 10 points gap. We won the league without. There was no competition. But anyways, remember the great AC Milan side, Kaka, Inzaghi, undone by age. Chelsea, youngest squad in Europe, elite scouting in Brazil, Argentina. They are going for. It's the same thing I said about like you guys signing Estavo and all of these young boys that they've signed from Brazil and all these other leagues that are young, promising talents that have not yet been added to the squad. So we don't even know how Chelsea is going to morph, what the team is going to morph into next season. Right now, that's what I'm telling you. Arsenal, that window of opportunity is, in fact, right now it has closed.
I think they still have one more window. That's my thinking. No, this next season is the last. I think. Why I think so is because I expected that they would because their team is complete. They have a goalkeeper, good defense.
Solid.
They are adding to the midfield. Perfect. Get rid
Solid.
of Martinelli. He's a liability. Get rid of Harvard. He's a liability. Sterling is going back to his mother club. It's
Mm-hmm.
not us. He's going back. He'll go back to Team C. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They need a goal scorer. They need a winger that scores. Ateta has even said it in his press conference. That's how disgraceful this thing is. Say, oh, we need people on wide areas to contribute to the goals. Yeah, just saying that Martinelli is not good. Why don't you sell him?
But what was the point of Trossard?
Trossard even tried.
What was the? I don't
Trossard
understand.
has
What's
a
the
lot
point
of
of
assist.
Trossard in the team?
Trossard
Is
is
it
to come from the bench.
okay? So for that depth, okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Trossard is good from coming from the bench. He changes games and all of that. You
Yeah.
can have something to, but Martinelli, no. You want to win title,
So it's
you
almost
don't need
like you need to
Martinelli.
sign a winger and a striker right
Yes, that's
now.
what they need. And that's why I'm so when I saw the news today, I nearly pulled out my hair from my head like,
Why are you signing Sesko?
no Sesko. Sesko is fine. Leroy Sane.
Are you not the one that? Okay. That was Chelsea that wants to sign Doku. But
If you're even going for Doku, it's still okay. But
yeah,
but Sane, why?
you don't think
Why?
Sane anyway? Sane is
Sane
kind
is
of
29, Kingsley. He's
yeah, but
29.
he's
He's
been in the
washed up.
league. He's been in the league before.
Which league?
Sane,
Premier League that he
yeah,
was no more succeeding. That Guardiola had to get rid of him.
yeah, true.
He ran to German league to save himself. Even in the German league, he's still average.
Fair. Sane has nothing
Ateta
to
is
offer
not.
you.
In fact, let me know. I keep blaming Ateta,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yes, exactly what Peter just said. Trossard is a very good squad player. Perfect. He's an excellent squad player.
You need that depth too if you want to win
Yes,
the
but
league. You need that depth.
Martinelli, I don't know what Martinelli is still doing in the squad. I watched several of these guys. This guy just runs like a headless chicken.
Mm-hmm.
He's running front. You are not looking up. You're just running. Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
what did they? I don't know if it was SSB or someone that came on chat said. He said Martin. Okay, he's I've forgotten his name.
Yeah.
He said Martin. What did he say? Martinelli is a runner. He should go and join track and field and leave football. For those that want to play football.
Fair,
Yes, you are laughing, boy.
fair,
This thing is
fair.
serious. We see next season now. We're going to. We're in season what now of this Netflix movie we've been watching? Arsenal will win the league.
This was the third season that you're finishing second.
Yes.
Anyways.
We're about
Yeah.
to watch season 4 again. Arsenal will win. That's the title of this. Guys, everybody in chat. That's the title of this movie. Arsenal would win the Premier League. We're in season 4 currently. They've been building this squad. Someone that had a child 3 years ago, that child is talking in daycare, ready to go to kindergarten. Ateta is still. Stop this.
Nah,
laughing, man. I
stop.
don't like it.
Nah, you can't violate the team like that, guy.
No, but what other?
Guy.
Look at this thing. You know what? Why is paining me serious? You know why it's paining me?
Why?
During the time of Pochettino, I'm a Chelsea fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know when your team is just useless. You know
Yeah.
your team is. My team was garbage. It's just now they're trying to package.
Mm-hmm.
I practically, as a side piece,
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay, let me give Ateta some love. Let me give Ateta some love. Like
Yeah.
half of football takes time. You have to sit down to watch match.
Yes.
You will sit down, watch man,
Mhm.
hopeful that this guy will do something. At the end of the season, 6 of the games towards the end of the season, this guy just threw the title in the dustbin. I don't want the title take.
He fumbled
I don't
it.
want it.
He fumbled it. Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
did.
what's this guy doing? Now
He
when
did.
I gave up on him this season that passed. You didn't give up on him, right?
Do you know the funny thing? This season that
Yeah.
passed, Liverpool were not even title contenders.
Yeah.
We were not tipped by any pundits to win any title. It was Arsenal. Everybody Arsenal to win it. Arsenal
Thank
to
you.
win. And when we saw the decline of Man City's performance, a few games, Man City
like,
started going on
perfect.
that. Perfect. Arsenal, this is your chance to win.
This is your chance.
This is your
Everybody
chance.
was even rooting for them. Plus
This is
the
your title
enemies.
to win.
Man, you rooting for them.
I didn't even
Not-
believe
not
I was
that
a
Man-
title. I didn't even believe I was going to win anything. I was just okay. Like we win, we don't win it. Is a new
Fine.
coach. There's no
You just want to
expectation.
finish in Champions
I
League.
just want to get Champions League spot. I don't care.
Thank you. Same thing with us.
Say, well, season 4, we must win the league before Jesus returns.
That's it.
Oh my
Peter,
days,
please.
man.
That's it. We're in season 4. We're about to
Oh
enter
my
season
days.
4. We must win. Anyways, and that's the thing
Yeah.
that pains me about
Mm-hmm.
we've been speaking about this on the podcast for more than a year now,
Mm-hmm.
saying you were the one that mentioned it. You said maybe Arteta should just you brought the case of Klopp when Klopp was
Mm-hmm.
seriously chasing the league. When it feels like something is out of your grasp, you are to maybe forget about it and focus on something
Focus on
else.
something else. I've been saying this for.
That's
I
what you
thank you for
said.
reminding me. I said this like you're going for one trophy, EPL, EPL, EPL. Why not win something else
Thank
so
you.
that the team can at least know that they've won a trophy? I know it might not be the trophy you want, it might not be the EPL, but FA Cup at least put up a good performance. Even if Carabao Cup, yeah,
Yes.
you don't raise Carabao Cup as anything. Klopp won Carabao Cup in his last season.
Yeah.
At least win a Carabao Cup. If you don't want to win Carabao Cup, you don't want to win FA Cup. Okay, if it's Champions League you want, even
Win it.
better.
Yeah.
Win Champions League, like actually compete for Champions League. But you cannot compete for these trophies and win other things if you don't have goal scorers. If you don't have people that can actually give you 15 plus goals in a season, you cannot go into the transfer market and sign Sesko. Sesko cannot give you 15 plus goals
Sesko. Sesko.
in this competitive
Sesko.
EPL
Sesko. When
with
Man City.
against top quality defenders like Van Dijk and those. You might not get it.
Sesko. Who is said they're going to break his leg.
Most teams are reinforcing defensively.
Sesko. When Man City is packaging Haaland. Newcastle is packaging Isak. Even Brentford is packaging Mbeumo. We can go on of. I can even put forward Jackson because Jackson scored more goals than who is their highest goal scorer? Kai Havertz. Maybe he scored more goals than Kai Havertz scored more goals than him this year.
Most likely.
But normally Kai Havertz doesn't
Yeah.
score more than 13 goals. I don't need to check his goal tally.
But
How
I
many
guess
goals does Kai Havertz have?
let me pull up Kai
Right?
Havertz.
So that's it. And I don't know. Anyways, we've bantered about us now angrily as we always do.
Oh, actually, Nicolas
Well,
Jackson has more goals than Kai Havertz
Thor,
in the Premier League. In the Premier League, Kai Havertz has 9 goals. Nicolas Jackson has 10. So actually, yeah,
Chelsea has Nicolas Jackson. I can put that forward.
yeah. But
Right?
when I look at how creative Saka is and how much he offers to their team,
Saka
I
doesn't
said it. I
deserve
said
it
this
to
on the
be
live.
praised. Yeah.
I say this almost all the time. Saka is at the heart of Arsenal's build-up play. He's one of, in fact, the most creative player to me. Ever since Odegaard dropped form, Saka was carrying everybody on his back. Since he
Carrying it.
returned from injury, he carried the whole team on his back. Passes that he sends, nobody's ready for the pass to score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy tappings that they could get, nobody's there. I knew Kai Havertz wasn't playing after some time, but
Yeah.
nobody's there. Martinelli doesn't run fast enough to get to those balls, right?
Martinelli is a track and field person.
So it's like
Really.
when you see how much effort Saka puts in, you need to get a striker that can link up well with Saka. You need that link up between
Yeah.
Odegaard, striker, Saka, even whoever you play on the left wing. You want that link up in your attack for you to be winning games and scoring. You cannot
Yes.
rely on corners and set piece
No.
all
If
the time.
let's bring up that corner. You've been mentioning this corner stuff. Like a team that wants to win the league.
Mhm.
They say they want to win the league, but it feels like all season the only thing they practice and wait for is set piece.
You can't
I'm
rely
like,
on
come
that.
on, this
You
is
can't.
set piece should be a backup if things become hard.
Yeah. You're playing against a low block team. They are hard to break down.
Know
You use
that
set piece
set
corner.
piece is your number one priority, right?
Yeah.
Forget how old is Saka? I'm just worried for him now. How old is he?
Oh, are you scared that it's too old? It's getting old or what?
Yeah, I don't want. See, we saw what happened to Hurricane.
Yeah, we thought now.
Talented,
Mm-hmm.
good. At the end of the day, in his whole football career,
But Saka is still young. He's
uh,
23, right? He's
he's
23.
lucky,
He's
so
23.
lucky.
Yeah. I think the
In
Arsenal team, they still have some young people, some
in
really
his
young
whole
talent.
career, just one trophy.
Mm.
They need to see you know what I
Mhm.
the advice I would give Arteta, then we'll move to another topic now, would
Mhm.
be maybe you should just forget about the Premier League, win something else. FA
Yeah.
Cup, focus on winning a trophy. FA Cup if it's one FA Cup. eh, Okay,
Can win
same
it
now,
again. Can win it
win it
again.
again. FA
Yeah.
Cup or Champions League.
I actually think his top
Arsenal
priority should be
should
Champions
be
League.
yes.
I actually think
And
so.
it baffles me that Arteta wants to die on the Premier League when Arsenal's European trophy section is dusty.
Mhm.
Cobwebs, spiders, and their European trophy cup. There's nothing in there,
Mhm.
right? And you talk of Chelsea that they say they are the biggest club in. I just look at them when they banter and say they are the biggest club in London.
You guys have won
Chelsea has
everything, right?
Chelsea has appeared in 26 finals
Mhm.
in Europe. If I can't remember, they've won about 13 European trophies.
Yeah.
13.
Wow.
So let's go to the next year. I'm just done. There's no point. It's a
You're
waste
tired
of
of talking about.
yeah, it's a waste of our
Yeah, but yeah, they need to sign somebody solid that can really give them
yeah.
those goals. But anyways,
One
let's
of
move
these
on
months,
to Mbeumo to
Mbeumo to Man U
Man
or
U or
Newcastle.
Newcastle. And honestly, every time I see Man U, I'm just like, your career, you're going there to just, you know, your your career is going there to die. Don't please, if you want to make it in this life, avoid Man U right
Why?
now as a player. It's scary. It's
No,
really scary.
Kingsley, you know what I think, right? What this new ownership needs to do, they brought in
Mm-hmm.
a new manager.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
need to clear out the squad.
Every single person, or just
At
refresh.
least, the same thing Chelsea did. At least forget they are talking of what's it is it fair play rule or what are FFP or whatever
Yeah.
we call it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's fine, they want to fine you 3 points, collect the 3 points deduction and spend money.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you look at it,
Mm-hmm.
what how many points did they
But,
finish?
but at this point, they finished what, 15th in the table. They
Yeah,
did not get Champions League spot. They did not win any trophy. Which top player would come to Man U? They don't have that pool again.
that's the
They
problem.
lost they
The
lost
lap,
it last this season that ended.
yeah, the lap rejected them. But Cunha is there. Cunha is a Man U fan. There are still players that want to come, but they need to create that environment. A lot of people need to go. A lot of players need to go.
I
You saw
honestly just feel like the only
they
people that
still
they can,
lost in Asia when they went to play an Asian team
Malaysia, yeah.
1-0. So to
I
me,
said All Stars.
refresh the squad.
Oh,
If
mhm,
after 10 games you are still getting a Ruben Amorim saying,
mhm,
giving excuse, we're building, we're loving the culture, brother, thank you for coming.
mhm.
At
Yeah.
this juncture,
I think next season is
we
his
will
last year.
decide to just move forward. Go and get somebody else.
If if Amorim doesn't finish top 7,
Kingsley,
top 7, and that's me being fair.
yes,
Amorim doesn't finish top 7 after they signed this summer transfer window. They
they should
reinforce,
sack
they
him.
refresh the team.
Sack him.
Amorim cannot finish top 7.
It's not good enough.
Goodbye. You are a fraud.
Goodbye.
Go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot make it in this in with Man U in the EPL. Just
What
thank you
did
very
we
much.
what did we say? We said something about we mentioned the coach in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
The coach Man U needs now, to me, if you ask me, they
Is
need
who?
a senior coach. No,
Don't
I know the
think.
people who say, oh, they've tried the experience. They need a coach like Conte.
Mm-hmm.
Amorin is obsessed about playing for what is he playing? 3-4-3 or
3-4-3. Yeah.
whatever. Let him build the squad.
Mm-hmm.
After some time, if he doesn't do well, sack him. Bring in Conte.
Mm-hmm.
Conte can still use the same players because that's his formation.
That's the style. Mm-hmm.
McTominay, one of the transfers that baffled me, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw how good McTominay was, saving them, last ditch goals. It was really good, not bad. You
They
now
felt
saw.
like it wasn't good enough.
Do you know that Sir Alex begged Man U not to sell McTominay? I could not believe
Wow.
when I read that news last week. McTominay was the best player in their league.
Wow.
In Italian league, I think. Fact check it.
Yeah.
but I think he was the best player in Italian league. Sir Alex was begging. They begged Man U, please do not sell this guy. What did Eric Ten Hag and his people do? What did they do?
And
They
McTominay
sold him.
was scoring for Ten Hag. I remember those times they were looking for goal,
He will pop
down
up
and
and
out.
score.
There's just one ball, they cross in corner. McTominay is there, nod it in, goal. He was scoring for them.
Someone that
He
spent 20
was.
years, 20
But that
years
that
in
Ten
Man
Hag,
U.
man, Ten Hag, they went to get Amrabat, nothing. They got
Amrabat,
this boy. What was
elderly man.
this Netherlands boy? This Netherlands striker that was tall. I've forgotten his name. They brought
Oh,
him in.
oh, that one was
You
too
know what I'm talking about, right?
embarrassing. Oh, that played in the war. Is it
They are,
Euros or
they are
something or
playing in the
World Cup?
World Cup, and then
Oh,
he did well in the World Cup. He's a Dutch striker. They brought him in, nothing. Amrabat, no, by the
zero.
way, Amrabat, Man U fans. I'm all of you. I don't know if you're Man U fans in this chat, but I'm holding all of you accountable. I remember when they were shouting online, "Get Amrabat, sign Amrabat." They brought him in, nothing. So at the end of the day, this Theo Ten Hag regime, he still had its hooks on Amorim. So I will let him slide with that.
You
If
let him
you,
be
I'll let him, like telling us, like, let's just forget about, like,
last
this
season.
season,
Let
this last
bygones
season.
be
Let's
bygones.
forget about last season that passed. Like, Amorim didn't have time to really, like, although I feel like he was stubborn and he was too like set on his way. He could have changed his style of play just for a bit, have a preseason, and then go back to what you want to play. But I guess he just wants to really
No, but
try
that's
and
what happened to
reinforce.
Ten Hag. You remember that's what happened to Ten Hag. When Ten Hag came, was trying to play style of play. Brentford gave him 5-0. The next one they gave him, he's like, oh boy, oh boy.
Can't do
Then
it. Change it.
for 2 years, Ten Hag was confused of what style of play.
The,
Man, you
then
didn't have a style of play. He abandoned his philosophy.
Man U was
It
what you see is what you
is
get.
what you get. He threw his philosophy away.
I
Philosophy,
know.
stay one side.
After Liverpool gave Ten Hag 7-0,
Seven. He just
Ten
carried
Hag
philosophy
had to
and
have a
get on the
serious
shelf.
conversation with himself.
He just like this.
Maybe we just be more defensive.
This philosophy is not working.
This
I better
cannot
keep
be.
this textbook.
Yeah,
He
this
just
cannot
kept
be
it
the
in his
way.
library. Kept his almost
But it
anywhere the
worked.
wind
It
blow,
worked to some extent,
he was
right?
just
I guess
adapting
I
and
guess I guess the question with fans, and maybe you can answer this, and people in the chat, what do
yeah,
you want? Do you want your team, like Arsenal, play fancy football,
and
whatever,
win
whatever,
nothing.
win nothing,
Yeah,
right? Maybe qualify for Champions League at best,
yeah.
or win the title of we beat Real Madrid? Or do you want your team to, maybe your style of play is not nice like Inter Milan, but be in a Champions League final? What do you want as a fan?
My brother is to win something. Oh,
Of course.
win something.
Do you think I remember the way we play game in, game out? No, I remember
No,
the
you only
trophy
thing you
that we
remember is
won.
your trophy.
I remember when we finished. I remember we won the league. I don't
The,
care what style of play.
the, the problem of not winning trophies is that it's going to cost you more. Apart from emotional damage, you still have to pay a staff that will clean that place that is empty, the trophy cabinet that has no trophies, spider webs and all this thing there. You still pay cleaners to clean it. Empty.
But what you saying? Mbeumo to Man U or Newcastle? To me, Newcastle.
Run
Champions
Newcastle.
League, Champions League
Go to
football.
Newcastle. Play your ball. You even fits their style of
He
play.
fits their style of play. He's fast.
Really
He's
good. Like
he's
you
good.
bang
He
in
can
goals. Isak
score.
is there.
Isak is there. He can
Yeah,
really
I
link
think.
up with Isak.
Yeah,
He
I
can he
think
can replace
Newcastle is better
he can
football.
replace either Jacob Murphy or replace even Anthony Gordon, if Anthony on the other wing, if Anthony Gordon is
And he
injured.
scores goals.
Yeah, I think Mbeumo
Right?
to Newcastle makes so much sense. So
Yeah.
much sense. But
Allegri. You said Allegri has been appointed as coach of AC Milan.
yes.
Allegri has been hit or miss.
Mm.
I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. There's something just wrong with Allegri. I don't know what it is. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say.
There's just something wrong with Allegri because he started off his career excellent
Mm-hmm.
and he felt like he's just going. I don't know who he offended, right? Started
Yeah.
going down, decline, and like Allegri, what's happening?
But
Like, I watched some games of Juventus when he went back. Like, bro,
mhm.
Allegri, used to be a master tactician. We that are younger coaches learning. Like, bro, we got some stuff from you, but what's happening here? Make this change.
Mm-hmm.
Allegri will wait, 70 something minutes. I just like,
Mm-hmm.
coaches,
Mm-hmm.
why do they behave like this?
But he's going back to AC Milan because he was at AC Milan before, right? So
Yes.
he's going back.
We'll see how that pans out. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
AC Milan have been building their squad like Arsenal now. They won the league. AC Milan won the league,
Yeah.
right? They won the Scudetto.
When?
AC
Not
Milan won the league, right? They
AC
did.
Milan.
Yes. Check. Yeah, is my head
You
deceiving me?
know,
I
AC
think AC
Milan.
Milan won the league.
What league?
Italian league.
When?
I check. Fact check it. My
They
head is.
don't win
I
the
mean,
league. It's Napoli that won the league. What do you mean AC Milan won the league?
AC Milan won the league, Kingsley. Wait.
What league?
Are
This
you sure?
season?
Not this
Scudetto.
season. Not this season. They've won the league in the last 4 years.
Oh, you mean in the last 4 years? Okay. I
Yes.
thought you meant like this season I just
No, no,
passed.
no, no. It's Napoli.
No.
No, what I'm saying is that they won the league. They've been building their squad, but they won the league in
Mhm.
the last 4 years. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
So
check when last they won the league.
yeah. So you have legendary fans like them Austin that supporting AC Milan for the longest time from the days of Kaka, right? And yeah, we see.
Yeah, we see how they
Yeah,
do. But what's the final thing? Jonathan David to Napoli move. Let's also talk about the De Bruyne to Napoli move. I think
yeah,
that's more important. That's more, I guess, more interesting for me.
yeah,
What do you think
yeah.
about De Bruyne to Napoli
I felt like De Bruyne should have gone to Saudi to get the bag.
instead of Napoli, right?
Brother, you have 3 kids.
But
I see
maybe he just doesn't
in
like
his I
Saudi.
see the way his first son looks at him. His first son loves him so much.
Mm-hmm.
His first son looks like somebody that would just want to impress his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go? You've tried. You are 33. Relax, play 2, 3 years, get the
Yeah.
bag, come back to England, establish yourself. I don't know, man. Then
Some people don't
he's
like.
going to Napoli for 110,000 euros per week. I'm
But
like,
that's a lot. I feel like for his family, they might feel like that's more conducive because they're still in Europe compared to them
anyway,
going all the way to
3 kids,
Saudi to the
Saudi
U.
Arabia,
The kids, I
and
mean,
the kids
Italy, the
too.
kids could still enjoy Italy. I mean, it's
He's a
also
family man. Anyway,
exactly. You don't want to send your family to Saudi. I mean, you could do that, but
and
I
that's
just
why Messi did not go
sometimes
to Saudi
it's not
and
all
flop.
about money. Yeah,
Yeah,
Messi came to the US. I felt like De Bruyne should have come to the US instead.
US. Yeah,
I
that would have
felt like
been
that would have
better.
been a good fit in maybe Inter Miami or
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere in LA or just enjoy the rest of your career. You've won everything, you've won it all. Why stress yourself out, going all the way to Saudi or even going to Italy? But great. What are your final thoughts? Let's wrap up the stream.
Final thoughts. We'll see how the transfer window is going to open in June. The short transfer window, January 1st to
Mm-hmm.
January 10th. We'll see how clubs fare. Chelsea is really serious about it because of the Club World Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid are always trying to steal everyone's food. We'll see how much they can steal this season, this
Oh
transfer
my
window.
god.
Arsenal, please sign a proper striker for Arteta. I like him as a person.
Hmm.
We criticize him, but I actually like Arteta as a person because I feel like his journey as a manager is what I watch and I admire. He served under someone, was given the helm of affairs from assistant coach. He learned from all the mistakes he had in his
He
first season
did.
where
He
people were
did.
calling for his sack. He's improved himself, moved away from the philosophy of his boss,
Try to bring his own.
his own identity.
Yeah.
That's what I love. But with that identity, this guy needs to win something.
Mm-hmm.
Help this guy. I don't think Sesko is good enough. Maybe you're buying Sesko, buy maybe Osimhen or someone else to supplement,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mbeumo, Newcastle might be better for you if you are listening. That's all. Allegri, I don't know of Allegri, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with everything you said on the stream. I think I really, I really like the way Ateta formed his own identity. I think that stands out to me because
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
watch, but Arsenal are a very tough team to play. right?
Yeah.
They're a very tough team to play. And last season, they did have injury spells that
Yeah.
may or may not have affected their, I guess, trophy campaign or whatever campaign, whether in the
Yeah.
Champions League or even in the Prem. But next season, I think that window of opportunity is closing and is even harder going into next season. Looking at coaches like
Yeah.
Annie Slot,
Yeah.
Pep, trying to reinforce
Maresca.
Maresca. Everybody's serious about signing. Liverpool
Yeah.
signing, trying to sign Cherki. So they've closed the deal. Frimpong has done his medical, so that's here we go.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are also looking for a striker or even a 10. They're looking for Florian. The whole
Yeah.
Florian thing. Florian might come to Liverpool, he might go to Real Madrid. We don't know, but clubs are making moves to reinforce because clubs want to win
Yeah.
trophies. You're not the only one that wants to be a title
I
contender,
wants to win.
right?
Yeah.
Every other person too wants to win the title. Every other person wants to win Champions League. It's competitive, and the world of football is getting even more competitive. You're seeing teams
Exactly.
like Real Madrid trying their best to reinforce. Even
Yeah.
Barcelona that are broke
Yeah.
are trying to reinforce. They are trying to
Quality
secure
signing.
secure the signings
Yeah.
that they have, giving Lamine
Yeah.
Yamal 1 billion release
Release
clause,
clause. Yeah.
$1 billion in release clause, and trying to reinforce their teams too as well. So competitions are getting a lot difficult, and the players are getting older.
Yeah.
So all that
Avoid
being said,
Sani. You should avoid Sani.
we
Yeah.
appreciate you guys for joining our stream. Shout out to
Yeah.
Cash, Peter, all the people that commented on the
Dorcas.
stream
Yeah.
today. We appreciate you. We're
Yeah.
live every single
Single
day,
day.
5:45, 5:30 CST. Whenever you want to join the stream, 5:30, 5:45 CST, we'll be here talking about football. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.
See you.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Peace.
Bye.